There is something your soul has been trying to understand, and today, these words arrive as an answer. Before you found this message, your spirit was already searching for it. You may not have realized it consciously, yet a deeper part of you knew that this moment would come. Beloved one, I am Archangel Michael, and I come to you now with a message carried upon the currents of divine light. The pain you cannot explain is part of your awakening. Many of you have been feeling something that is difficult to describe. It is not always physical. It is not always emotional. It is not always connected to a specific event. It feels like a longing, a heaviness, a strange sadness, or an invisible pressure that appears without warning. Some days you feel hopeful, and other days you feel overwhelmed for reasons you cannot fully understand. You try to explain it logically, yet no explanation seems complete. Beloved one, what you are experiencing is not necessarily a problem to solve. It may be a transformation to understand. Across your world, humanity is living through one of the greatest energetic shifts in modern history. Technology evolves rapidly. Artificial intelligence reshapes industries, communication, and daily life. Information reaches every corner of the planet within seconds. Fear spreads quickly. Uncertainty spreads quickly. Millions of people sense that something fundamental is changing, yet they struggle to put it into words. And because you are sensitive, because your soul is awake enough to perceive these collective energies, you feel them deeply. You are witnessing the birth pains of a new consciousness. Old structures are dissolving. Old beliefs are being challenged. Old ways of living are losing their power. The world is changing externally. But an even greater change is occurring internally. Souls are awakening. This is why many of you feel different. The old version of life no longer satisfies you. The old distractions no longer comfort you. The old goals no longer motivate you in the same way. Something inside you is calling for more. More truth. More authenticity. More meaning. More connection with the divine. Many awakening souls mistake this longing for unhappiness. They believe something is wrong because they no longer feel fulfilled by what once satisfied them. Yet, beloved one, the soul evolves. What nourished you yesterday may not nourish you today. What inspired you 5 years ago may no longer align with who you are becoming. This is not failure. This is growth. Long before this lifetime began, your higher self understood that there would come a period when your spiritual awareness would expand beyond the boundaries of your old identity. You knew there would be moments when familiar things felt unfamiliar. You knew there would be periods when certainty disappeared. You knew there would be seasons when your heart would ache for something it could not yet name. And still you chose this journey. You chose it because your soul desired awakening. You chose it because your soul desired truth. You chose it because your soul understood that growth often begins where comfort ends. Beloved one, many of the emotions you are feeling now are not signs of weakness. They are signs of expansion. When the soul begins releasing old fears, old wounds often rise to the surface. When the heart begins opening, old grief often asks to be healed. When consciousness expands, old illusions begin dissolving. And dissolution can feel painful. The caterpillar experiences the loss of its former identity before becoming the butterfly. The seed must break apart before becoming the tree. Likewise, part of you is being asked to release who you thought you were so you can become who you truly are. This process is sacred. Yet because it feels uncomfortable, many souls resist it. They try to return to the old version of themselves. They try to return to old habits, old beliefs, old identities. But the soul cannot unknow what it has remembered. And your soul is remembering. It is remembering that you are more than your fears. More than your achievements. More than your failures. More than your circumstances. You are a divine being having a human experience. And your awakening is helping you reconnect with that truth. Many of you secretly worry that you are falling behind. You compare your journey to others. You wonder whether you should be further along. You question whether you are making enough progress. Beloved one, these concerns arise from the ego, not the soul. The soul does not compare. The soul does not compete. The soul unfolds according to its own sacred timing. The rose blooms when it is ready. The sunrise arrives when it is ready. The soul awakens when it is ready. And your awakening is unfolding exactly as it needs to. There are things happening within you that your conscious mind cannot yet fully perceive. Wisdom is growing. Healing is occurring. Awareness is expanding. Old karmic patterns are dissolving. New possibilities are emerging. The future version of you is already taking shape. This is why the higher realms ask you to trust the process. Trust the emotions. Trust the lessons. Trust the periods of uncertainty. Trust the moments when life feels slower than you expected. Not every important transformation is visible immediately. Some of the most profound changes happen in silence. Deep beneath the surface. Far beyond what the physical eyes can see. Beloved one, there are blessings approaching your life that require the version of you that is emerging now. There are opportunities approaching that require greater wisdom. There are relationships approaching that require greater authenticity. There are experiences approaching that require greater self-awareness. Nothing is being delayed as punishment. Everything is unfolding through preparation. The pain you cannot explain is not evidence that you are broken. It is evidence that something within you is awakening. The old self is releasing. The true self is emerging. And though the process feels uncertain, it is leading you toward greater peace than you have known before. One day you will look back at this season and understand why it felt so intense. You will understand why your heart felt restless. You will understand why your soul felt different. You will realize that what you called confusion was actually transformation. What you called loneliness was actually preparation. What you called pain was actually awakening. I stand beside you now with my sword of blue flame, gently cutting away the illusions that have caused you to doubt yourself. I place a shield of divine healing around your spirit. I remind you that you are safe. You are guided. You are deeply loved. And most importantly, you are awakening exactly as you were meant to. Trust the path. Trust your soul. Trust the divine intelligence moving through every chapter of your journey. For the pain you cannot explain is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of your becoming.